Chris is in Kingston. Chris, good evening.
Hello, Daniel. I hope you're well. I've got a data protection question for you. I have recently been sent a certificate, SSP1, by my employer, and it's got somebody else's details on it. Now,
just say what a certificate SSP1 is, please.
Yeah, that's a sick pay certificate to say that you've been paid sick pay for however long it happens to be. But it's got somebody else's details on it. And it's enough of their details for me to be able to steal their identity, if you like. And so presumably somebody else has also got my details on a certificate that they've been sent.
So you're also off sick, are you, Chris?
Yes, I am. I'm disabled at the moment. So I'm wondering what my employer's responsibility is in this instance, because I've obviously got somebody else's details, and somebody somewhere in the country has got mine.
Are they a large employer?
So they are a very large employer.
Okay. So the position under the Data Protection Act is that an employer has to take good care of somebody's data, and they're not allowed to pass on somebody's personal data, which can mean nothing more than their name. But also if their address or any other information like date of birth is included, it obviously gets more important. And if any health information is included, it then reaches a different category called sensitive personal data. Was any health information included? I assume not.
Right. Well, what's been sent is health information, national insurance number, date of birth, address.
When you say
name.
Health information, does it describe the person's condition?
It doesn't know.
It doesn't know. So it's not containing any sensitive personal information, but it's got enough, as you say, to steal someone's ID. They will struggle to show, if you didn't receive your SSP1, that they haven't sent it to the wrong person, because plainly you should have got it. You've got someone else's. It does look like a mix-up with envelopes, with addresses, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So what can you do about it? Well, you'd be surprised remarkably little, actually. You can report them to the Information Commissioner, but the Information Commissioner is massively underfunded, and they probably wouldn't regard this as a significant priority for them to be looking into if it's a one-off mistake. If it was an ongoing problem, that's different, but a one-off mistake they wouldn't put at the top of the queue. You can sue your employer under the Data Protection Act, and you can recover compensation for annoyance, because under the Data Protection Act there's a specific section that says people whose data is misused can recover compensation for annoyance. But would you want to sue your employer? You'd be looking at about £500 tops for that. Do you think that would be worth it?
It probably wouldn't, considering how much money my employer has.
Yeah, and they'll want to fight it. I think the best thing for you to do, and this is why I said there's relatively little you can do. The option of suing your employer for £500 isn't going to be attractive to anybody who's sensible. Maybe you can raise a grievance, but again, what will you get? You'll get an apology, and that's it. It just depends how far you want to take this. I understand why you're frustrated about it. I'd be frustrated if it was me, Chris, but ultimately I don't think there's a huge amount that you can do.
Because I'm more worried about the other person, to be perfectly honest, because I'm thinking, well, what's going to happen with their details? I mean, obviously I'm not going to do it.
I mean, you could, of course, just pop the SSP1 form into an envelope and send it to them.
Oh, I do intend to, yeah.
Yeah, well, that probably solves the problem.
Good. Well, thank you very much, Daniel.
Chris, thank you very much for your call. It was a pleasure speaking to you. You're listening to the LBC Legal Hour. I'm Barrister Daniel Barnett, and the time is 9:45.